When life throws you lemons, well, you do something about it. Today we're going to talk about hard times, motivation, and overcoming adversity, and we're getting started right now. What is up, my winning friend? My name is Zach, and welcome back to another video. And if this is your first time here and you want to reach your potential and crush your goals, start right now by hitting subscribe and tap the bell notifications. That way you don't miss anything. My father died when I was 7, so I never really had like that father figure to look up to growing up. And I was raised by my mother, and she was just the most loving woman that I've ever met in this world. And she installed belief in me before I even had it myself. And so at this young age, I was looking up to all these wrong role models and wanting to fit in and be the cool guy. And Eminem came out when I was 11, so I wanted to be a rapper. And I just always had this vision since I was young to, you know, impact the world on a huge level on stage in front of thousands and thousands of people. That was my dream. Well, as the years went on, I got involved doing drugs, smoking weed all throughout school. And by the time I was 17, I started selling heavier drugs and started using them, and before I knew it, I was a full-blown crackhead picking crack crumbs off the carpet in the hotels, and I was shooting heroin into my arm. Just a complete mess, no purpose in life, and just didn't know where I was going. And I landed myself in prison for 4 years flat on a 7-year sentence. And during this time, I went through a whole lot, just a whole lot of transformation. You know, I lost my sister in the process, and that kind of woke me up to what I was doing in life. And I got out after 4 years, and at this point, I just wanted to be successful and not go back to prison. That was my goal in life. I just wanted to be successful, not go back to prison, and beat that recidivism rate of the 97% of people that go back into prison. And I got a job at a bar and grill as a cook, working 50 to 60 hours a week. Started building my self-confidence up. And then I got a job at this clothing store. And I put in my 2 weeks at the bar and grill because I got promoted at the clothing store 2 weeks into it. And 2 days after I put in my 2 weeks at the bar and grill, I get a call from the clothing store being notified that I was being terminated due to my felony conviction record. And that, it crushed me, you know. I had my hopes going. I thought that I was putting my past behind me and that I was moving forward, and then this happened. Just because I was a convicted felon from my past, I was getting fired from it. It just crushed all my hopes, and it was tough. So instead of just searching for other opportunity, you know, at that point I realized that I had to start my own business if I was going to make it as an ex-convict. But I didn't know how. I was worried. I was fearful of it because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to build a business, and this was really literally my only route to take. So I started working on it. I started selling t-shirts and hosting shows like rap concerts and stuff and making money off that. But at the same time, I became an alcoholic and was drinking heavily from sunup to sundown every single day. And during this process, we learned that my now wife, at the time girlfriend, became pregnant. So I was totally freaked out because I couldn't even provide for myself and have a future for myself that I was unaware of. And now I got a kid coming in the world. Are you kidding me? You know, so I continued to drink and be a knucklehead, and then we found out that it was twins. So it just, the dose of reality just kept coming, and it's like, it was pushing me in this hole. It's what I felt like. I felt like a victim. I felt like, you know, that I was just getting dealt a bad hand of cards, and that it was, I didn't know what to do. And over time, you know, I ended up going back to prison because I received a DWI, and I went back to prison. And this was 20 days before my twin sons were born. And that right there was it for me. It's like everything shifted. My whole view on the whole situation just completely shifted. I woke up in a concrete block, iron bars, from a blackout from the night before, from being heavily intoxicated, to learn that I was going to miss my sons being born. I had this sharp pain in my stomach. It was the worst feeling that I've ever felt in my entire life. And at the same time, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Because in that moment, I realized that, hey, this isn't about me no more. All I ever wanted, you know, really in my life was to be a father and be there for my children, because I didn't have that growing up. And now I'm getting ready to miss my twin boys being born because I was being selfish. So that really, really made an impact on me, and it changed the way I looked at things. So I ended up doing my time. I had to do 8 months, and I made a plan that I was going to get out and I was going to do whatever it took to take care of my family. And I was going to build this business. I was going to get a job somewhere and build up some income at a minimum wage job, and then start my own business some way, somehow. Didn't know what it was, but I was going to do it. And I got out, and I remember getting out, and it was just the best feeling in the world, you know, being with my family again. And I started looking for a job, and I couldn't find one. And this went on for about a month and a half. I was filling out 5 to 20 applications a day, 7 days a week, yielding 0 results. And I'm starting to, you know, feel the pressure. I'm starting to worry a lot. It was really, really tough on me, you know, because I have this family that I can't even provide for, and I'm supposed to be the man of the family, and I can't even do that. You know, it was really tough on me. Can't even explain in words how the thoughts and the feelings that were going through me at the time. And after about a month and a half, I was given an opportunity in network marketing. And at the time, you couldn't even scare me with the word pyramid scheme, because I didn't even know what the hell network marketing was. However, I took this opportunity, and I was able to build almost a $2,000 a month income off of it, which isn't like, oh my God, you're rich, or anything nowhere near close to it. But for me, it was a complete game changer, and it helped build my confidence back up. It showed me that, hey, I didn't throw my life away, and that I still had opportunity out there. And I'm no longer in network marketing, because it led me to what I'm doing now, my true passion in life. It was a great vehicle to help me get to where I really wanted to be in life, but I'm forever grateful for that industry, because it really gave me confidence again. And after that, after being in network marketing for about 2 years, I decided to write a book, because I've always had this dream of sharing my message, you know, and impacting people on a large scale. And I had this story, you know, I made this transformation, and I wanted to share it with the world, because I wanted to add value to the world and help other people. So I wrote this book, Prison or Promised Land, and in this book I give a detailed account of my whole life and all that, and I give some steps on how I made that transformation. And after writing that book, that kind of sparked more of a fire inside of me, more fuel to even step out even further and to pursue this dream that I had when I was a little kid. I'm not rapping on stage anymore, obviously, but I wanted to be a transformational speaker. I hate the word motivational speaker, because I think motivation is crap. It's here today and gone tomorrow. It doesn't sustain. But I wanted to transform people's lives with my story and what I did to overcome that. So I went on and I stopped doing the network marketing, and I went full in onto this business. And it's been tough, but the transformation that I got, though, from when I woke up in that jail cell and when I shifted the way I looked at things, I was able to deal with this adversity. I was able to stop seeing myself as a victim, knowing that I did this to myself and that I put myself in this position. I was able to respond to it proactively instead of reactively. I was able to start taking matters into my own hands and looking at things differently. That made the world of a difference of how I looked at the situation, and then also how I view myself. So when I got out, you know, I was still, you know, I looked at everything differently. I was responding proactively, but I didn't have that confidence. My self-image wasn't there, because, you know, I was a convict, and I was used to not being able to find jobs, and that's what I was dealing with when I got out. And then when I got this opportunity in network marketing, and I got that first paycheck, my self-image went back up. It gave me that confidence that I was missing. It showed me that, hey, this is possible. You can do this. You can do anything you put your mind to. And that's exactly what I needed at the time. So what I found is that when you look at things differently, it changes your attitudes and behaviors. Like, literally, however you view a person or a situation is literally going to determine your attitude and behavior towards that person or situation. So how you can do that is, you know, with me, I had a dramatic paradigm shift. Like, I woke up in that jail cell and boom, I'm missing my kids being born, and that was it. It just, everything shifted a bit. You don't have to have a dramatic paradigm shift to change your views. You can do it gradually. You can do it just by becoming aware of how you view certain situations or people. If you notice that you tend to have a negative view towards things, or if you always look for the negatives in situations, you can become aware of that and start looking for the positives and start training yourself to look for the good things in situations and people. And over time, that will shift your paradigm. It's also another really effective thing that I've learned to do over time is to use the imagination. And I don't care how absurd that sounds, but literally everything in this world is created twice. First in our mind and then in the physical form. So when I was in prison, in that whole 8 months waiting to come home, I did a lot of imagining. You know, everybody imagines, whether you use it good or bad. If you worry about things, that's using your imagination just in a negative way. But if you're envisioning yourself successfully doing what you set out to do, that's using your imagination in a positive way. And when I was in prison, that last 8 months before I came home to my sons, I used it a lot in a positive way. I would imagine myself selling wristbands and t-shirts door to door to make a living, because that's where my background is in sales. And I would imagine myself doing that. Now, of course, I didn't get out and sell wristbands and t-shirts, but I imagined myself going into business for myself and providing for my family. And after that, I was presented with an opportunity through network marketing, which is essentially direct selling. It's selling. That's exactly what network marketing is. If people tell you it's not selling, they're lying. And I did that, and it came through for me. So using that imagination, and I use it to this day. Like, I went on a podcast about a month and a half ago, and I was kind of terrified. I wasn't on a podcast before. I didn't know what to do. You know, they were going to ask me impromptu questions, no preparation. So I literally, every single night after I would work and handle my family all day long, every single night for a week straight, I would imagine myself sitting in the room with them and answering questions and just being given a normal conversation that made an impact. And I went in there and I crushed it. You know, I didn't answer none of those questions that I went through in my mind, but that mental rehearsal that I did, it gave me, I nailed it. So using that imagination can go a long way, and changing the way you look at things will make a huge difference whenever you're trying to overcome adversity. If you found this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, and you want to watch more videos to help you overcome adversity and reach your potential in life, then make sure you watch this playlist right there. Share this video on Facebook, and if you know anybody that's going through a rough spot in their life, please share this video with them. And if you want to reach your potential and crush your goals, start right now by hitting the round subscribe icon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.